Hello everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles, where we once again explore that part of us that feels exotic in every sense of the word. That part of us that can live above the world that we've been used to all our life, and the part of us that can look down we do and everything everybody else does without any effort at all. We've been living on an elevated platform for some time, and we've found lots more to talk about because of that, and the magic that appears each day, no matter how small it may be, brings a smile to our face and allows us to enjoy moments that would have been lost in the past. So on this special day of New Year's Day, we can celebrate much more than we've ever celebrated before. We have ahead of us an unlimited future, an unlimited concept of ourselves, and an unlimited feeling that surrounds us every moment. And as we interact, particularly in this new year, we will find that there will be a response from everything in our world and for every person. As you deliver your best wishes to everyone, and you suggest nothing, you will feel the enormous flow of energy from your being out into the world to mingle with the fields of everyone else and enhance their lives. And that flow grows by itself. As soon as it's mentioned, as soon as there's a slightest thought, it grows and grows and delivers something of great value to everyone. In the days ahead, you'll understand that this is your way of life. This is how you communicate with everyone and with everything. It's quite different to even the verbal communication we're having now. It sits in between so many things and is so much more powerful than the spoken word. It generates well-being in everybody's field, and as a result allows them to generate well-being within their own body. And as they generate well-being within their own body, they deliver the same into your field. It's an endless cycle that continues on an escalating path that is much steeper than exponential. It escalates beyond any of our calculated methods. And what it's doing is it's rebuilding many of the features of each one of us. And the particular feature that it's building now is an intelligence that's way beyond the intelligence that we measure in this world. And that intelligence lives on its own intelligence, and therefore bounds ahead at the slightest chance, just like a young child beginning to talk or walk. or do something new in their life. You wonder where a child gets some things from, how they progress in areas that you've never spoken of. It's because all you do is open the door for them by your being there. That opens that door of intelligence that is beyond our measures. Where we go from here doesn't matter, because we're beyond all the things that matter. And our ability to work beyond our understanding and beyond technology is growing every day. There's a sense within us that we have to understand. But the sense of understanding is what it's all about, not the actual understanding. If you have a sense of understanding and a sense of recognition, you know what you're doing and you know it's correct, even though you have no explanation and you probably can't describe it. But the wonderful feeling that exists in your physical being is the indicator that you must understand. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to be there. So your capability in feeling great is much more important than you have ever known before. Because you can turn that on instantly, independent of circumstance. And when you feel great, circumstance changes. It's the opposite to what we've been taught. So you turn on an enormous amount of energy and you deliver it out into the world, out into the universe, to the trees, to the birds, to all the people, to your house, to the chair you're sitting in. And all of a sudden, you are much more advanced than anything conditional can possibly bring into your world. Because you've surpassed everything by taking no notice of what you need. As you give, your needs are fulfilled and you don't have to take anything. So our whole concept of how we live and how we exist is in the process of changing, because how we live and how we exist has already changed. And the concept, unbeknown to most people, follows the event, not the other way around. You usually know the answer to everything before you ask a question. You usually know what a concept is because you've already experienced it. But in fact, what you've experienced cannot be described by a concept. It's only a shorthand way of transmitting a picture to somebody. We don't need to do that anymore. We just need to connect in conversation, connect without conversation, and continue to give those special gifts that we can't describe. And watch the intelligence grow so fast. In an instant, you can do anything you want, because All the data is available right there and then, not before and not after. So your movements actually generate the next move. And they generate it because of the interaction with all the fields around you. And the signals that are coming back to you cannot be deciphered by your brain. They're part of your unique control system, which is what I've called before, your personal supercomputer. The thing that can do the impossible at the least instruction. So we get back again to simplicity, the high-level language that allows everything to work perfectly without much interaction at all. The simpler your instruction, the quicker the return. And a single instruction can only come from that part of you that is connected to your supercomputer. And it's not thought or thought processes. In some ways, it's a knowing, recognition, and in other ways, it's instigated by something outside your field. Like someone hitting a home run. All of a sudden, you're there. And you're generating power that can lift you out of the chair. And excitement and recognition of something that comes from somewhere else. That's a recognition of the superiority of all your beings. A recognition of the fact that we cannot limit our capability and that there's much more. And we usually jump out of the chair because we've seen someone or we've heard someone go past the limits that we thought were set in the world. Even hearing the special sound of a bird at the appropriate time, or the movement of a small animal at the appropriate time, brings a recognition that turns on your engine and fires up your supercomputer and breaks all barriers, independent of what you might think. So now, in this year that's just started, we're about to exercise all our special gifts. And for the next century, deliver them to the world in ways that we've never thought possible. So the game has started. The game of life. And the excitement behind it all comes from nowhere. And it's not the possibility, it's actually real. To project yourself out into the forest, then above it, then up into the clouds, then to the other side of the world, then to the stars. It's such a simple exercise. It takes a fraction of a second or less. And the feeling and the image in return is full. It's not a half a picture. It's not a maybe I'll get there later. It's there. You're there. You see, you feel. Your whole surrounding changes with one word. You're in an aeroplane. Boom, there you are. You're on a train. You're in the car. Immediately, you're there. And you didn't have time to imagine anything. So see past the logical and go with the instantaneous. And you will see that you go beyond time to another totally different world where time is not important. Yet you can return into time and feel great. You can slip out of the time zone and slip back in wherever you want. But you'll find that you're programmed to be in the time zone you're in right now because of your surroundings. But it doesn't mean it has to stay that way. You can travel anywhere and change your time zone. You can travel outside this physical world in an instant. You can take on the past and the future at the same time. And you can maintain dimensions that have been put together by somebody else. And you can sneak into your own little world, that parallel world of daydreaming. And you notice that it's all there at the one time. What happens is our physical being starts to get used to doing nothing because the engine's turned off. When you fire that engine up and the energy flows, you start to do everything. And if you speak about all the things that you can focus on, you won't be focusing on anything. You'll have it all. The more you say, the easier it is. The more places you go to, the easier it is. That's simplicity. We might wonder where this goes next, but that'll only last for a fraction of a second, because in that fraction of a second, you've got past the wondering and you actually know. And you say, well, let's get into this. And you find you don't have to, because it's already there in front of you. And life is patting you on the back, saying, time to celebrate. For who you are, everything you have in your life, and everything you're going to have in your life. No matter what task comes your way, with it at the right time will be all the instructions, all the needs, all the facilities, including the energy and the understanding. And once you know that, you won't start looking for it. You'll just keep going because you know it's there. You don't have to wait for anything. You just keep moving. And if you have to change direction, even if it's 180 degrees, who cares? Because you never see everything on the one trip. You look behind you, you often see things that you didn't see when you were going forward. And you look up and you look down and you look around, and they'll always be different. But if you switch on all the signals, you've got it all. It all comes to you at the one time, and you don't have to decipher anything, because it will come into balance, and you'll see and feel the things that bring perfection and love into your life. And one of the greatest things that we've damaged is love, because we've got all these definitions. that tie to actions. And love doesn't have an action. It's continuous, it's endless. It penetrates all things. It takes us all to where we have to go, independent of the brick walls that we throw up every now and then. And all the stories of endeavour throughout the world are based on that driving function of love. Not love for anything, but just love. The stories that come to us from a distance, from outside this physical capsule that we're in, are now about to be put up the top of the list, where we can all contribute in our own way with what comes to us. And we don't have to follow anybody. We can take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and say that actually fits part of my picture, and allow your picture to grow. Just like you allow the picture to grow when you're sitting at school and you really want to be at the beach. Nowhere. Everything is available. And it grows and creates a sensation in your life that makes you happy. And once you realize that you can switch that happy switch on and leave it on, you won't have a condition at all under any circumstances. Because you switch that happy switch on, that means you've switched your engine on. You're totally aware of love in its true form. And you don't need any conditions. You just live, enjoy, create, and you make mischief in such a way that it keeps everything light. And the world will come in line instantly. Many of us have decided to do things differently this year because it's New Year. Forget about it. It's already happened. Just go with what comes. Enjoy every moment. And send the beautiful energies that you have brought to this world out into the world, out into the universe, so that they can be used free by everyone. And even if you're earning income, you send out everything that you get from it through your being into the world, so that even the chair you sit in is enhanced by your enormous feeling of gratitude to yourself. Because you're doing what you want to do, or you're doing what somebody else wants to do. It doesn't matter. You follow your spirit, and it will turn up the opposite picture to what you expect. If you think you're having hardship, it will turn up that there is no hardship. It will change the world around you. It will settle everything in ways that you would never have thought of. And if you have the capability of being you, you have the capability of changing the world. And that's the message for 2017. You have the ability, and you don't have to do anything apart from that, to live and enjoy life, and that will change the world. We're now about to enhance the fields that are coming in from the outer reaches of the universe. And as we change those fields and open more channels, you will find yourself much more capable than you can imagine. You'll feel the growth, and you'll feel the energy, and you'll feel yourself lifted and able to handle the great energies that come through you, so that you deliver to the world and to the universe and to the people of the world gifts that they can't imagine, that you're proud of and that they're proud to receive. So we finish off by saying, just love one another as you've never loved before. And we really and truly offer you perfect life, perfect health, and a very magic future. Thank you.